I created a headcount planning tool that I want to share with you. All right, so it has 4 colors. The instructions are basically in gray. The headers are the dark blue. The light blue are where you can type, and then the white are the results. So when you first open it up, make sure that you make your own copy so that you can edit it. Once you have your own copy, you can edit it however you want. But I recommend that you don't type into the white boxes because that's where I put the formulas and you can break it. So let me just quickly go over how to use it. So the first thing that you should do is type in your department names. I've typed in 4 here: youth basic needs, youth leadership, fundraising, and G&A. And then type in your overhead percentage. If you want to do something more sophisticated, of course, you can do whatever you want on another tab, but this spreadsheet uses just one number to cover everything. So 25% is what I have in here. And then you put your employee names and their salaries, and it calculates by month. And so it's calculating for each employee on the right-hand side of their name. And then in this section, it's calculating by department. So if you have 2 or more people in the department, it's adding them together. And for the departments, it's also adding the overhead. And then at the very top, it's doing the totals. So this line is the total labor expenses. This is employees without overhead, employees with overhead, overhead itself, and contractors. And so just be careful if you do create this on your own and you want to fiddle with it, be careful that you don't double count any of these numbers, because this 20,000 here is not just adding up all these numbers, because you would be double counting employees, since I have listed employees without overhead, employees with overhead, and overhead. So you'd be double counting if you just added them all up. So be careful there if you're going to redo it. Okay, so quickly, here's how to use it. You put in a person's name, or you can just put in their title if you're worried about security. Or if you don't know who they are, you can say, TBD, right? And then you do their department. You select their department, and then you select whether they're an employee or a contractor. And these departments here, as you can see, I've got 1, 2, 3, 4. These are being fed by this section up here. So let's say we wanted to create a marketing department. Now marketing is down here. So that's how you add the departments. And so then you put whether they're an employee or a contractor, their start date, and then let's just follow Jing Lee. So Jing Lee started way before we did this spreadsheet. So you can just put her start date, or you can put December 31st, 2022 if your spreadsheet is starting January 1st, 2023, because it understands she's in the past. And then her end date is only when you know that they're ending. So I gave this example because let's just pretend that Jing Lee has this wonderful opportunity somewhere else. And so she's going to be leaving us June 28th, 2023. So her current salary is 100K. So as you can see, January, February, March, etc., she made $8,333. And then in July, because she's leaving right before the end of the month, she will make slightly less. And then in August, she won't make anything. So that's how the termination date works. Let's say if she wanted to terminate a little bit earlier, I'm going to say 7/15/23, it would go down a little bit more. So for Jing Li, she's the only person in the Youth Basic Needs department. So we can just follow her up here. Youth Basic Needs. That's how much the Youth Basic Needs department costs with overhead. Now, if she were a contractor, say 8,333 is her normal salary. If she were a contractor, we wouldn't add the overhead. And so up here, Youth Basic Needs would be 8,333. So now let me just show you a couple other things. So I've shown you adding an employee. I've shown you the end date. Let's say that we are going to hire somebody in the future. Let's say Sophia, we hire her February 1, 2023. You can see she has no salary in January, and her salary starts in February And again, if we wanted her to start, say, February 12th, it would automatically do the calculation. Now, she's a contractor. She's the only one in youth leadership, so we can look 4658, 4658. And then I'll show you with Leilani. Let's say Leilani, we're going to give her a raise. So she's just started. Actually, let's don't give her a raise. Let's give Priyanka a raise because she started in 2015. So she makes 100,000 now, and let's say in April we want to give her a raise to say 110. So as you can see, as of April 15th, it went up, and this was 8333. This is 8658 because it's half of the old salary, half the new salary. And then by the time we get to May, her full new salary is in place. So again, at the top, it's adding everyone together. In the middle, this is by department. And the by department section includes overhead. The last thing to show you is if you want to give a cost of living raise, you can do that in this section here. So let's say in January of 2024, we want to give an 8% across the board raise. You can just add that here. You can put 8%. And then notice that you do have to keep dragging it across. So it's not 8 plus 8 plus 8. It's just 8. So it stays the same right there. And if you didn't do that, if you kept it at 8 just in January, it would go back down. So you have to make sure that you drag your 8 all the way across till you get to the following year. Now, I will eventually add some more dates to here, but again, it's not meant as a past record keeping document. So by the time we get there, I will erase, if you use my template, I will erase 2023 and just have 2024 and 2025. Maybe add 2026 or whatever. But the point is not meant to be a past record keeping document. So I hope this is helpful. My name is Mary Going. I am the CEO at Bicycle Accounting. We do outsourced accounting and bookkeeping and CFO work for nonprofits. Thanks.